Welcome everybody for this presentation. Today we're going to talk about our research topic. Our research presentation for this research title is Hybrid Mobile Application Development on the Multi-Platform Mobile Edge Computing Platforms in NFV Environment. Instead, this is the Smart Mobile and Media Computing Lab from Chonan National University, South Korea. On behalf of this research group, I am Ekem Ashikuzaman. I will be present this research outcome for this application. Now, firstly, I would like to introduce our system. So, firstly, we have to talk about mobile applications. So, practicality of mobile application has become more reliant upon big data oriented materials. So, nowadays, for 4K video, high definition resolution image, and lossless audio and massive text makes practicality of web application is very reliant of big data. So for this system, native mobile applications development is most frequent but not practical for systems. So the major restriction for this generic application development for companies, enterprise and developers is that they cannot build it while for every platform. So each times we have come up with a new platform or systemic generated system, the programming system and building cost become multiplicative. So suppose if we have 3 or 4 platform targeted for the development of any application, the cost will be 4 times for developing 4 application in each individual platform. So this is why hybrid mobile application enables the web technologies such as HTML5, CSS and JavaScript to execute the native mobile application platform. So for that we developed some kind of a hybrid mobile application that will work on all platforms across any other system. So for that we will have the cost of one application development to marginalize to every other platform. So network function virtualization plays a vital role for providing this service, so which is utilizing application in larger and more effective scale. For 4K video streaming or other systems like SNS, social networking service, we need a network function virtualization. So to review such of research question, hybrid system for rapid development in a real time on Firebase environment which cooperate or more MEC is studies in this system. For our system study, we used the hybrid framework called Ionic to develop some flexible features for this HMA application or any MEC platforms. So in our studies, firstly we studied about hybrid mobile applications. What are the hybrid mobile applications? So basically, as I have said, hybrid mobile application is based with some framework or systems which will later ensure the high quality service on the network function virtualization systems. And mostly the main thing of this hybrid mobile application that it is make once run everywhere. So for our purposes, we only have to code once for any platforms, then we can swiftly deploy it in any other platforms based on our need. So for suppose we need it in a browser system, we can deploy it in a computer browsing system. So we need it at a native app. Instead of using that native apps SDK, we will use this hybrid mobile application framework to develop, and in production we deploy it in that native SDK system. So this is a hybrid mobile application architecture as shown in the figure 1. We can see this and the mobile native application and mobile websites and hybrid app. What's the difference between it? As we can see, the mobile application is a layered system which use this native apps SDK to run for the native platform. But here on the hybrid system, our all systems we use as a web service which is built on top of some native application systems. So also for this we need a real-time database, because most of this NFV will be rendered obsolete if we cannot use some real-time database, for especially for 4K video streaming or SNS social networking services, we need real-time database. So real-time database is a cloud-hosted system with no SQL database that provides NFV in HMA. So for our study, some of the common real-time database that is provided are Firebase, Amazon Web Services from AWS, the Azure from Microsoft, and DigitalOcean. So all of these are basically give the same services on different systems, different corporation. So real-time database also helps us use that user collaboration with one another. So it makes us easier to deploy of all platforms at once. Now, implementing NFV into HMA to reduce the stress and overhead from the service is our proposed system overview, as we can show in this section 4. So here we implemented some kind of NFV for HMA that will reduce the stress and overhead from the service. So offloading some computation to MSC server will make this application basically lightweight. So suppose some kind of intensive calculation that and computation that we do in the mobile application, instead of doing it on the mobile application, we will offload to the MEC. So MEC will handle that system. So for that, generally the system for NFV will be less lightweight based on this hybrid mobile application development. Now, developing a hybrid mobile application, we need two things. Especially we need to know about three things. So we have to know the HMA or hybrid mobile application structure. So how we want to conceptualize the application based on our system, we can do that. So we need that hybrid mobile application structure that we want to apply. First we need to conceptualize it. Then we need a design application flow or some kind of workload distribution for this application design. Then finally we need to install some components to develop this hybrid mobile application. As this is in this figure 4, we can see the methodology for developing hybrid mobile application. Finally, we need to implement for implementing this HMA, we need some kind of dating application for our all testing purposes. We implemented a simple dating application. We used a real-time database or real-time database based on Firebase. We used it on the cloud services, and we deployed it on our HMA, which is basically a dating application. As here we can see the Firebase real-time database that used the data structure of NoSQL. So this social networking service is a dating application that we developed for our concept. So dating application was fully developed on Ionic framework, which is a open source system based on AngularJS and our newly developed Node.js and AngularJS framework. Based on this AngularJS framework, Ionic framework was developed, and with the help of another wrapper framework, which is named Cordova, this Ionic framework can develop in both for Android and web, Windows and iOS in the same time. So the choosing of this hybrid mobile application will help us to deploy all over platforms in one single time. So this is a login user interface that is shown in our developed application, and there are some login pages, home pages, and other matching pages, and my profile that is respectively shown in this profile in these images. So here we can see the figure for some of those activities in the application. Finally, the conclusion of our research is we explored the main fundamentals of network virtualization, and mainly we focused on the implementation of the module of mobile application, especially hybrid mobile application in the NFV. So introduction of mobile edge computing definitely gives us more high performance for this hybrid application. If we use this fundamental principle of developing application and we utilize this for our MSc, definitely real-time social network application or any kind of mobile application will be very fast and real-time deployable in any kind of networking services. So this is our research. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you.